Bridget A, and welcome to Drunk Dog Creative. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a sliding card. Now this has been really popular lately, and most of the instructions I've been able to find are all in US card sizes and in imperial measures. So this particular video is going to be about how to make it in metrics for an A6 card size. If you want more information about how to make it for US sizing, check out on my blog. The link will be in the description. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use metric sizing. However, whichever size you use, the basic assembly is the same. Before we get started, I want to show you a couple cards I've already made for the Easter season coming up. I've made a New Year's resolution that I'm going to use up my designer series paper, or DSP as we call it, and stop saving it for special occasions. Because frankly, all cards are special occasions and we should be using it. So I'm going to show you this project not only as a really cute fun fold for Easter or any other occasion, but also a great way to start using up your DSP paper. All right, let's get started. Let me show you a couple of cards I've just made. These are Easter themed for obvious reasons, and I'm using up some old paper that I had. And as you see, as you open it, the card slides out. This is the area you write your message on. It's tucked into this little flap. You could also tuck some money in there, like I do for my grandkids. But I've used all different color combinations to use up some of this beautiful floral DSP. And I've used the Easter Bunny stamp set and punch from last year or the year before. So I'm trying to use products in my stash. The great thing is, once I demonstrate how to make this card, you can use any types of paper, any color cardstock, and any embellishments so that you can suit any occasion. These just happen to be the Easter cards. And then for family and friends that are more religious, I've also made the religious version of it. This I've embossed with a current embossing folder called All in a Row. And I've combined past stamp sets to create the Easter card. And I've done another one in bright, happy colors. These are all going to the US, to friends and family. Now, the interesting things about this is there is 1, 2, 3 places where you can put DSP or embossed cardstock, whatever you want. You could add a 4th panel under here, but it looks a bit busy when I tried to do that, but that's up to you. So you can use all the same. You can use 3 different ones, or you can use what I did is the reverse. So this is one side, this was the second side. So you can play with papers and colors and add any messages or embellishments that you want. All right, so let's have a look at how to actually make this card, because it's a lot easier than it seems. I'm going to bring my pre-cut and scored pieces out and start showing you. So in metrics, you want a card base, which is our standard A6 size, which is 105 millimeters wide by 148 millimeters tall. So that in one color. In a second color of cardstock, you want the folding base, which is 210 millimeters wide and 143 millimeters tall. So this is the standard width of A4 cardstock. And usually if you're cutting it in half to fold it to make an A6 card, you'd cut it at about 148. But for this, we're cutting it at 143. Then you're going to score 70 millimeters from the left and 40 millimeters from the right to get the 2 folds. And you're going to use a bone folder and really make that a sharp crease. It's really important that these creases are well done. Now, all of these measurements will be on the blog as well. There'll be a link below to the blog post, and you can get a free PDF download of all of that at the blog post. Words are hard this morning. All right, these are now your fiddlier pieces. This is your sliding mechanism. You want this to be 90 millimeters wide by 110 millimeters tall, and you want to score it 10 millimeters from the left, fold that down, and again, use your bone folder to really get in there and make that a sharp crease. And you'll see how this works in a minute. For your writing panel, it is 75 millimeters wide by 105 millimeters. So when that is folded, it goes in here. It doesn't have to be exact because a little bit of this you won't see, but try to line it up on those three sides. Now we have the DSP. So as you can see, these are all from one sheet. I'm going to use the reverse on the smaller one. So you want two pieces that are 65 millimeters wide by 138 millimeters tall, two pieces. Whether they're the same, different, flip, doesn't matter. That's up to you. Then you want a piece that is 35 millimeters wide by 138 millimeters tall. And that's the ones that go here, 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 and here. So that's your cut plan. I'm going to now show you how to put this together, and it is really simple. You can start any way you want, but you put the DSP on first. I always start with this outside flap, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I have run out of my Stampin' Seal, so I'm going back to my ATG for this. You can use glue, you can use tape, you can use whatever you like. And just center this on this. Sometimes if you use glue, it's easier to fiddle with if you're not real confident about centering. Then I'm going to do this inside one, which is going to be this piece. So again, I'm going to put my glue or my tape on it. And when you do cut the DSP, if it is a one direction design, make sure you cut it in the right direction, unless you want the stripes to go horizontal. Now that that is on, and you can see I've roughly lined those up. Oh, and got glue on there somehow. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this closed, which helps me line this piece up so that the edges are even with this piece. There, that should be about right. And you'll see that this folds over this and creates a similar border between the two sides, about 5 mils. So that's how the card opens. How do we get the sliding done? Well, that's the next bit. I'm going to take my sliding mechanism that I have folded and creased. I'm going to run some tape or glue. Now, if you use glue, you have to let it set, which takes a little while. So I'm going to use tape, and here's what you do. You want it roughly in the middle this way, and you want the edge of this piece lined up right against that crease line, but not over it. Right against it, but not over it. And pretty much in the middle going across. So now I fold that over, and it's set up like that. And I'm going to give it one more crease now that it's in place. And then I'm going to put my writing panel. Now, if you're going to stamp on this panel, stamp on it before you attach it, because if you mess it up, it's really easy to just do another one and then attach it rather than having to try to pull this off. Roughly centered, and just close this now to check that this doesn't come all the way. You don't want this to cross this crease. So if you cut this a little bigger, just make sure it doesn't cross that crease. And I would give this one more burnishment altogether. Now, what you have to do is put a little bit of tape at the very top of that one and the very bottom of that one, and then just fold that over, press it closed, and you've got your pocket for your card to slide in and out of. And it's very effective when you've written a message or stamped something that tucks partway under and then slides out to be revealed. That's the basics. Now all you've got to do is attach it to the actual card base. So, okay, let me fix that for a moment. I'm almost out of this tape too. I am going to admit, this is my go-to when I'm making lots of cards. I love the Stampin' Up! One, but it runs out too fast when you're doing, 50 cards or whatever. All right, so then I'm just going to center this on the base. And there you've got your card. So I have to admit, when I started this, and I re-engineered it for the A6 metric size, I did wonder why we needed this back piece. Why can't you just make this the A6 card that pulls out? Well, the truth is you can, and I did, but then you waste a lot of paper. By doing it this way, your pink piece sticks to that 210 millimeter width that is your normal width of paper, and you can get two cards out of that, two of the folding bits of the card out of that one piece. If you want to make this the normal 105 by 148, then you're going to have part of the sheet left over not used. So this gives it a beautiful kind of matting look, and you can get two cards, two of the folding mechanisms out of one sheet of paper, so you're not wasting it. So I did decide I didn't like it as much, and I went back to this. But there you go. Now you can decorate it with anything you want to decorate it with. I've done like embellishments down the side. I've done parts of so there's a new stamp and die set out called something tulips, called Sunshine and Tulips. You can see the dies. One of the things I did is I took this die plate, which gives you a sheet, a piece of paper with these cut out and these leaves pop up. And one of the things I did is I cut it into the 3 strips, cut off the dotted bits, stamped with the stamp the leaves that popped up, and I just put that one strip centered here. Unfortunately, I've already sent that card, so I can't show it to you, which was really dumb. Although I took a photo of it. Hang on, I'll put the photo up. So this is a great versatile card for any occasion, any colors you want to use, any embellishments, however many DSPs you want to use. It's just a really quick and easy little fun fold. So I hope that you have a good Easter card making season, and I hope you enjoy making cards, where are they all, for your friends and family with this fun fold. Thanks for watching, and happy making.